Hi YouTube, this is Tara. So the reason I'm making this video is because there's a couple of things I would like to talk to you about today. The first thing I would like to talk to you about is my relationship with food, the past and now. And I would also like to kind of let you guys know how I got to where I am. So, okay, as a child, I was overweight, and in my house, I was often forced to eat food that I didn't like, and I was also forced to eat when I wasn't hungry. And I'm not trying to blame anybody else for my problems, but I do believe that this is something that contributed to my weight gain. Okay, the second thing that caused me to gain weight is ignorance, and that's nobody's fault but my own. Basically, as a child and a teenager, you're not really thinking about what are healthy food choices. You're thinking about what's convenient and what tastes good, and that's my fault. Okay, so the third thing that caused me to gain weight is I'm a very picky eater, and when I say that, I mean the only meat that I eat is chicken, and I don't even like toast, so anything in between probably isn't going to happen. Okay, the fourth thing that caused me to gain weight is peppermints. Okay, so between the years of 2003 and 2005, my favorite food was peppermints. I don't know why, I just really liked it. Some people chew gum, but I've never been a gum chewer. Peppermints was the equivalent of my gum. Some people thought that I ate peppermints excessively. I've never felt that way because I never once had a thought that I couldn't stop eating the peppermints. But I continued to eat peppermints, and when I was 16, one day I decided to get on the scale. At that point, it had been probably about a year since I'd been on one, and because I didn't own one, so I found the scale, got on it, and it said I was 283 pounds. I was shocked. I asked myself, how could this have happened? Well, the answer to that is peppermints. So at that point I decided, something had to give. So I changed my eating habits. I stopped eating peppermints, joined track team, started drinking more water, started exercising regularly, and through that I lost 50 pounds. Also, during this time period, I had a mystery illness, and I call it that because nobody knew what it was at that time. So I had this condition that would cause me to miss 5 to 9 days of school per month. During this time, nobody in my house could cook, clean, spray perfume, air freshener, light a candle. I couldn't eat or drink. I couldn't even keep down water. They couldn't be excessively loud. It was crazy. Because I missed that much school, I ended up falling behind and started failing classes. I also could not show up to track meets, and I was forced to quit track, which caused me to gain weight back. That being said, in 2011, I was finally able to get a diagnosis for this mystery condition. For those of you who don't know what this condition is, it is endometriosis. And for those of you who don't know what that is, endometriosis is when the endometrial tissue in your uterus grows outside of your uterus, and it can adhere to your organs. And it also causes lesions, painful periods, nausea, vomiting, hormone imbalances, a lot of pain, basically. I couldn't function. And it also causes cysts, so that's what it is. Basically, it's nearly impossible to diagnose because the only way to diagnose it is to have an exploratory surgery called a laparotomy. And I could not find anybody to cut me open when I was 20 years old. It was nearly impossible. Everybody thought I was crazy. So finally, in 2010, I did find somebody to give me this exploratory surgery. And I was very hopeful, and I thought maybe, this would fix everything. But after I had it, this doctor told me that everything was in my head and that I was fine. So I decided, at this point, I didn't want to see any more doctors, but something told me not to give up. And then I did see another doctor. And after this doctor looked at some pictures that were taken in my stomach, he did confirm that I did have endometriosis. So that's how I got diagnosed with that. Having that diagnosis, it didn't cure anything, it didn't make anything better, but what it did do is it gave me peace of mind, and it taught me how to better manage my symptoms, pain, nausea, all that stuff. So that was really helpful. And don't ever give up, because if I would have given up, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. I would also like to say thank you to RNY Steph, because if she hadn't made videos and I hadn't watched them, I probably wouldn't have made this video. She's a very inspirational person, and I just think she's wonderful. So thank you. And that's about it for now, and I will check in with you guys soon, hopefully. Have a nice night.